Fuck up the third eye blind one too many times.
Okay, so what we're covering today is just the utilization, pros and cons of the double underhook position. Now, we've had a lot of discussion, a lot of questions, a lot of people saying, hey, when should I use the double underhooks? We got a lot of you guys and girls that do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and that's good. But, you know, in an MMA fight, double underhooks, I say, is yeah, that's a good position. I still wouldn't personally do it in an MMA fight and give up both of my hands, but there'll be a lot of people argue with me, but that's what the fight game is. It's about our preference and what we want to do. But as far as in the combatives world, you know, the first two things you should be in control of in any situation where somebody's coming to attack you is what? Two things. Is your attitude or your calmness, controlling your emotions, because remember what Bruce Lee said, controlling your emotions is a superpower, and controlling the distance between you and your attacker. And by doing that, and the reason why we do that is because what we're going to assume, because we don't want to be doing something and biting off more than we can chew, so to speak, we're going to make sure that that person don't have any weapons, because if they look and you're not sure, so we treat each person in an attack like they possibly armed, okay? And also you've got to treat each person in an attack as if they possibly have some training, because not everybody that you meet in a street confrontation, okay, is going to be ignorant of how to defend themselves. You know, used to back in the day we called it street kung fu or jailhouse kung fu, but now I guess you call it street MMA or jailhouse MMA, because what happens is you may have some guys, girls that they go to prison, they pick up some stuff from a prison boxer, they got an uncle or a cousin or a friend that does jiu-jitsu, or maybe they did a class, now they're mixing it, now they're doing that, so they're not illiterate to it. And if you're one of you guys and girls that are in the military currently right now, then you know, you fight an insurgent, they're probably going to have some type of combatives training, and your job is to make sure you maintain your field of vision on the combatives field and area, as well as you should, even if you're in the street, in a street fight or a street combative situation, because you don't know from 1 minute to the next who's going to run up and who's going to attack. Like I said, the weapons, not only do the guys have weapons, they also have friends, because it's a street fight. There's no fair fights. There's no, hey, you just let these two duke it out. That's not how they do things. They attack in groups. So let me borrow you for a second, Wyatt. Okay, so this guy, my field of view should be his midsection. Okay, because I want to make sure that he's not carrying any weapons, things like that. So let's call that the danger zone. Of course, he could have something on his boot, or he could have a necklace or something with something on it to get to. People carry weapons all over. But if he's there, my main thing is to control him and keep him at a safe distance to where I could get to him fast, or I could get to him fast, or I could get out of the way quick. But let's just assume and say we're not going to go over our stance today the way we do it. We're just going to go over the underhooks. So let's say he comes in and he gets underhooks, and we won't even say that we're pummeling, but he just gets the double underhooks. Okay, now most arguments is that he can control both of my hands and keep me from getting to my danger zone or my waist area. Okay, now, so if he's controlling, all I got to do to start with is one, drop my hips. Okay, I drop my hips, I tighten up on that one side, I pull in. Now I can get to all his waistband. If he's controlling double underhooks, he's trying to grab me up here. So he can do what? So ahead, raise, keep me from getting my waistband raised. He wants to do that, raise his arms. Okay, but if I drop to one side, you know, I can get that out while we're fighting, and then I drop to this side, and then I'm pumping his gut full of lead, because he didn't see that I had a firearm when he shot in and grabbed the double underhooks. And not everybody you grab is going to go right straight to the ground. And that's why I say a lot of people say, well, you know, you go in, and then what's going to happen is they're going to go, and then they're going to pummel, and they're going to be going for this. This is a street fight. You grab me, or they grab, wherever you grab, this is how we going, okay? So he grabs here. This is a 50-50 deal. I got an underhook. He's got an underhook, okay? So what I do, I can pull down here. I can move, and then I reach out and I start cutting or stabbing him because I had a knife. Okay, but let's throw that down. All right, so now let's just say it's empty-handed, but he's got the double underhooks, okay, and he's going to control my arms, okay? So this is going to be like a street fight. Well, let's say I've had some jailhouse kung fu. I used to be a wrestler in high school, whatever the case may be. Now, I drop my hips, I grab his ponytail, pull it back, I stick my thumb in his eye, I pull it back, I fish hook him, I bite him, but not to mention able to pull in here. I can also pull down, trip. I got some good takedowns from here too. Okay? So this double underhook position, what if I grab him and I'm like, hey, help, man, help! And my buddy comes up and starts hitting him in the back of the head, because that's what happens in a fight. You know, because now he can't get his hands loose. Okay? I got him right here and I'm like, hey, help, help! I got him right here, now it's 2-on-1. Okay? So what if he wants to get to his weapons? Now I'm here. Now he can't get to his weapons, but I can. Okay? So while he's struggling trying to get his hands free, I hook him and we go down. But when he double underhooks and I drop my body weight, his natural instinct is to what? Lift up on me. So I make him carry me. So I can turn my body weight one side or the other. I can always get there. He would have to have my hands up here the whole time, which gives me access to this, or this, okay, or this, okay, any of which is not good for this guy. Let's just say I don't know anything but knee him in the groin, okay? So, best case scenario, not put yourself in the position to grab with the double underhooks, unless that's just a go-to position to transition into something else where you're going to be in and out of fast.
I got the third eye blind one too many times.